I haven't made a video for a minute. I've been pretty busy with working and whatnot. On the way home, noticed a little bit of power loss, and then in the driveway I had to do a little rev check, And I have a little chatter coming from this side about like right here somewhere, and I'm thinking that either a broken push rod or a bad rocker or a loose rocker. I'm thinking something like that. I'm going to open this thing up. I know you can't really see because all the crap LSs have on them. But once we get this valve cover off, we're going to see what the noise is. Hopefully it ain't something too extensive. And even though I put headers on it, this thing is quiet, like real quiet. For my likings. But we'll leave it that way for a little longer. We gotta get the welder fixed, I think. I'm gonna see if I can't mess with that in a little bit, because I got some major problems going on. Like I need to weld the exhaust up, because I can't stand a real quiet truck. And then of course the bed that we made, there's one weld that ended up breaking because it's all tacked together for temporary use. I wasn't planning on driving it yet, but I needed it because of the bad weather. So I got a tack weld that broke. I got to weld back together if I can get my welder fixed. This is a more serious problem because it is engine noise. And I believe I need to change the spark plugs because it just don't have the power I want. And those are still the same spark plugs that was in the truck when I pulled the motor out of it. Because this motor used to be in my brother's truck. I gave him like $450 for it, and he thought the motor was locked up. It was just a PCM fuse that was blowed on it. But this is that motor, and I ain't done nothing to it other than cleaned it up a little bit and put it in here. When my other motor that I cleaned really good ended up having a cracked block. So on that note, I just got a little bit more cleaning to do. I want to get everything done up real nice. I'm gonna pull the valve, that ugly thing off there for right now. I'm gonna try to get valve cover off there, get that ugly things out of there, and see what I can do. Hopefully it ain't nothing too extensive. I got all the bolts loose. I unhook this little vacuum hose and pull the valve cover out the way. And just by looking at it, don't look like anything is real bad. Nothing feels bad. Don't feel like any of them are loose. But something making an awful noise, I tell you. I want to crank it over a little bit and get it turn a rotation and see. The one thing I found is like, seems like that one is a little looser than the rest of them. I don't know. That's what the sound sounds like, kind of. So I think I just need to get this one addressed. That one's not bad. I think that one was bad bearing or something. So I'm gonna try to find an 8mm because the only one I could find I just stripped out. So I'm gonna find another one. Get my lights and shit off. And then we'll see what we can figure out. I'm gonna take all them out and put a different set in there, I think. Got these out. And they appear to be good. Unless, substantial wear on them or anything that makes them not good. Other than I got a tapping sound on the side of my motor, and I do not like it. None of my valve springs feel bent or broken. I know you can get a broken one every now and then, and that'll cause you to have some problems and issues. They don't seem like it. Let's see. This could be a little cleaner. Can't really hardly blow through them that good. They appear to be good though. At least the first two are so far. Pouring oil out of them, so they're doing something right. Ought to push her on some valve springs and valves. They all seem good. Don't look like there's a lot of wear on top of the valves or anything, so that's, that's a good sign. Yeah, and the chatter kind of sounded like it was coming from right here, which is the same place that this lifter, this one here, sounded like it was loose, which it might have just needed tightened up. But if you look at all these, they all got oil on them, except for that one. That's the only one that don't have oil on it. Of all the bolts, that's the only one that don't have oil on it. I'm not sure if that means anything or not. But bearings don't look bad. I'm not 100% sure on why I was making the chatter noise at all. I'm gonna throw a different set of lifters in there, crank them down to kind of torque, because I don't really have a torque wrench. I'll buy one day, but it's probably good enough. We'll get that in there, crank her down, and send her to work tomorrow and hope for the best. Can't even make this up. I turned around and they all slipped right off of the bracket, so now all my rockers are laying in the mud. Fucking awesome. They just wanted a mud bath, but I'm gonna pick all these up and go grab another set of them real quick. Alright, got another set. They don't look as pretty, but I took them out of a running motor. Had no ticks and no chatters. So they're good. It was just in a motor with cheap oil. That's why they don't look as pretty as the ones I just took out of this motor. But they're good. I'm gonna throw them in here, and we're gonna find out. That's what we're gonna do. But let me get at that. I don't have my tripod or a camera, guys, so it's not the best videos. You can't really see me work. I can kind of prop it up a little bit here like this. That's about the best I can do for you. It's focusing on a hose and not on what I'm going to be doing. So that's the extent of that. I'm going to hand tighten them up, get them hand tighten in there, and then I'm going to crank them in with the little DeWalt ratchet. And I'm going to figure that to be torque, you know what I mean? Not really. I'll grab a thing, because I know it's got a certain torque spec. And I can't remember. I thought I used a torque wrench on the last motor I done. I don't know what I done with it. And if I bought one or borrowed one or what I did. Or if I even used one, I can't remember. I had to look it back at my previous videos, but alright. I'll guess in the tighten instead of loosen, and we'll see little crank it slow. Feels like it's seated good. There we go. I don't know how everybody else tightens it exactly, I guess. Is there a certain sequence everybody goes in? I think you're supposed to go in a sequence, really. I don't know for sure, but I'd imagine everything's got a sequence. But I'll just tighten them up one by one. It seems to work. Oh yeah. Alright, well that's the extent of this. It's not really nothing. Figure I just make a video. I ain't made one for a minute. You know, we got a little chattery Chevy, nothing old or nothing new, it probably didn't fix the problem. There's probably a rod bearing, really, I don't know. My brother ran the absolute hell out of this motor before I got it. And, well, I run the hell out of it as well. But, we'll probably put a new motor in it in the summertime, maybe, if we can, or completely tear this one down and rebuild it, because I do want to build a better motor, and I want to put a little mild cam or something in it, and have some fun with it. Which this truck, it needs a lot of work. It really ain't worth fixing, but I'm going to fix it. Has some frame issues I noticed after I got it, and we're going to fix those. We'll get those, but that'll be another day, probably summertime. It's getting by right now, and that's what we're going to go with.